Welcome back. So whenever I start a new video session, I'm going to try and shut down my last task on my Kanban flow board. And this one, initial pump, is actually done. I already prepared a lot of this for you, so it's easy to get into this code right here. So it's of course not only 6 minutes if you're building it from scratch, but since it was just a download and setting everything up, I'm pretty much done with the initial plumbing. Now, for most projects, you would have some kind of template to make it easier for you to do this. So it shouldn't be a long time to kind of do the new project and set up from the template. So let's stop it right here, and let's say it's because the task is done. And then actually the cool thing here is I now have a time of 6 minutes spent on this specific task right here, and we can put it into the done. And the next one I want to look at is the onion. So we are going to now actually talk about first the architecture that we're using, and then I'm going to dive into the actual onion architecture and building the core of my onion architecture. So let's start the timer again right here, and let's change the task for the timer. It's going to be this one. And there we go. Now the timer started for get all products in the core of our application. So I'll start by jumping into the diagram right here and have a look at what we're actually building. So first of all of this is where we're talking about the clean architecture or the core architecture that I'm using. The core architecture has the center of the onion, which is going to be the core, the main thing that we're building. And I think the best way to consider the core in my case is that's where I can talk to my customer. So this will be where we use the customer terms. Like in my case, I'm going to have Lego bricks. So he knows what that is. He doesn't know what a repository is. He doesn't know what a database is. He knows what a Lego brick is. So I'm going to talk about the product with him. And from that, I'm going to start building these different things right here so that he can actually start creating his actual domain, the world he's living in, but mapped in software. So that's kind of what the core is going to do for us. And we're going to focus right now on just creating the main area right here, the actual core of the application. So in my case, it's going to be, for now, just the product, because all I need is the product in order to get all my products. So what I would do now is I would kind of talk to the customer and say, okay, we're going to make your model now. We're going to make a brick. What do you feel is the most important thing if I want to model and display a brick in software? And he's at least going to say a couple of things right here. So first he's going to say, well, it needs an ID, right? And the ID is going to be a number. So in this case, it's going to be an ID with an integer. I'm not going to tell him that. I'm just going to say, yeah, okay, so it's a number. Okay, great, I'll put that in there. The next thing he's going to tell me is I need a name, and the name is going to be some kind of, is it something you can write? Is it a number? Is it a date? What is it? It's actually, he'll probably say it's a string. So here it'll be some kind of string, and let's just stay with those two for now. Because now we actually have an idea about how the product model should look. So now we know how the product domain model should look. And we're going to try and model that in our system next. But instead of actually just jumping into the code, I could do that like in 2 seconds. I'm going to actually do it test-driven because I promised you guys to do it test-driven. So next lesson, we're going to set up unit testing in our system right away. So we're ready to do modeling in a test-driven way. So see you next time. Bye.